actually was going live today, and it didn't work out. But I refuse to let that stop me from at least making a video. So I will record this video, then I will post this video, and we will say that we kept to our goals for today. Right? Job well done. So that's just a whole message. Like, don't let things get in your way. Don't let things allow you to make excuses. Don't allow things in your day that kind of turn away what it is that you wanted to do. And then right at the time when I start, I get a spam call. So we know that whatever is going to happen here is supposed to happen. So grateful for that. So thank you for the spam call, and thank you for the system glitch that didn't allow me to go live, not only in one social media platform, but in three. So anyway, with that being said, I am Shay, and I'm coming to you live and direct um, with just some goodies. Just again, just in the space of doing something creative for myself and deciding to take ownership, right? Ownership over my life, ownership over um, what practicing what I preach, right? And ownership over um, all the gems that have been chomped along the way, like that Pac-Man, like chomp, 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 like all those gems that have been chomped along the way with so many different starts and beginnings. So we get in this space where we're like, oh, I'm going to start this new thing. I'm going to start that new thing. But here we are starting a new path, starting a new um, leveling up. I will say leveling up and not looking at it as really as a continuation of things that have been started in the past, but really looking at this as a way to use all of the gems and all of the learning and all of the coaching and development that I have used over the past 15 years in developing online or online, developing opportunities to make and grow money. Right. So this is like solely online. This is like the new digital platform. So this is new. So when I said online, that was the difference. The difference was that and all of the other fantastic opportunities. Right? I don't have anything bad to say about all of the activities that I've tried and quit. Right? I've done these things, I quit. I've done these things, I quit. I've done these things, I quit. Why do you quit? Because you see that you are spending more time. You have people in your ear, usually family, who don't do it because they're being mean, but they do it because they don't want you to be hurt in the process or see you wasting your time in the process. So you'll have people like, oh, that's not gonna work. Oh, that's a scam. Oh, that didn't work for me. Oh, that didn't work for my friend. And and so a lot of times, like I said, it's not always negative. They're not always trying to talk you out of it because they don't want to see you win. A lot of times people try to talk us out of things to spare us from being hurt or discouraged or anything like that. But in this particular area, in this particular space, this is a difference. So the difference is when you know, what's that thing? The definition of insanity, right? Is trying the same things over and over and over, getting the same results, then trying those things over and over and over and getting the same results. But this is actually the definition of this is when you tried what it is that you've tried and you gave up on yourself. Right, probably a lot of people give up right in that time when the next day could have been the next day that would have taken you to the extreme reward of all of the things that you put into moving along in something that you believed in. The difference here is this is truly about ownership, right? So we think about, I always keep these trinkets here, so I like to pull them out. And again, this is no downplay on any of the marketing that people have tried that I have tried. It's actually just one of those things to say, you know, when you tried and you tried and you tried and you gave up, you gave up. I have friends that are still doing all the things I tried. Some people have stayed that committed, right? And so shout out, kudos. I have one of my girls, Cruz. Cruz is in the travel business. She's still doing very, very well in travel. So shout out to my girl Eileen. And like I'm tell people, like this isn't for me to tell you to stop what it is you're doing to come over here and do what it is I'm doing, but this is just the keys to the gate, right? This is just keys to the gate to say I have found, have been blessed to be given the opportunity to have complete full ownership of what it is that I'm moving into. So I have complete full ownership. Um, there's no leveling up like marketing, and you have to get somebody to come in under you so you could be a director, and you know you're doing all the things to get all the people to do all the things. It's definitely not that. So this is truly a blessing. I really do see it as a blessing. I am a person who loves to see people win, and I love to bless people. And at this time I'm standing in the gap for my own blessings and saying that, now's the time to, usually I'm like, oh, you have to try this, you have to try this. If I introduce you to this and it's not for you, that's fine. But you will see me thrive. You will see me not give up. You will see me win. You will see me celebrate. You will see me retire my husband. You will see me do that. And you will see me walk fully into my retirement. So that is about me. Again, like I say, this is for anyone who has more month than you have money, right? So if you have more month at the end of your money, this could be something that could work for you. If you are a grandparent who helps with your grandchildren, a Gen X who is now helping take care of your parents, if you were a teen mom, if you were an overcomer, if you grew up in the 80s, if you're that person that's always looking for a business to start, um, you're a leader in your family, you show other people the way, you are the source of people to be inspired and motivated. If you can check any of those boxes, then this could very well be for you. It may not be for you today, but if you continue to take this journey with me and celebrate this journey with me, um, and if it is for you, we'll definitely click and connect. Again, I am actually retired from higher education. Go Warriors. So I retired back in 2016. And in doing that, I thought, oh, I'm going to retire. And not because I was of retirement age, but because we were actually relocating from state to a different state. And in that process, because I had held a position in higher education and student affairs, which was a passion. I really enjoyed working with students. I really enjoyed watching students excel from freshman to senior, coming in as freshmen and being excited but scared, seeing some students leave. I worked in student affairs, so I would see students make not so good decisions and then, have to leave due to disciplinary reasons. Seeing students have to leave for financial reasons, for family dynamics, all those types of things. But it definitely was a passion. And so when I worked there from in 2004, started as a temp, and then worked there after 1 year of being hired. I did human resources. I worked in the diversity department. I worked in the bookstore, and talk about right watching the students have to pay for these books and not have the money to pay for these books. So this is also for people who looking for an additional income. You're looking to start your own business, but you just want to get your feet wet. You've already started a business. You have a business. You need money. You want to do the things like pay off your student loans. You want to pay off your credit cards. You want to pay off your car. You want to pay off your home. You want to pay off your second car. You want to get yourself an Airbnb or a property where you can rent and make income. This is the type of income. This is the type of earning that this opportunity allows for. So when I retired, I truly thought that I'm going to be able to. I never really thought that I was going to like fall into my retirement because like I said, I wasn't of retirement age. But if it would have happened, I would have been here for it. So shortly after moving south, coming from up north and just having the confidence of the positions that I had held in my past and doing some great work and really being mentored in my head by some really great people and leaders and women who were strong and leading. Um, I worked in the Office of Student Affairs, and the vice president for Student Affairs was a woman, Dr. Tobin, and she was very fair and very balanced and very real. So I was able to, sit under her for, I think about 10 years, 10 solid years. I worked at the university over 10 years, but really worked with her for about 10 years and just learned from her. Even when she didn't know I was learning. And just watching how she stood for herself and how she stood for the students and how she made change. I remember I would, prepare her speeches for commencement, and not that I would write them, but I would get them ready for her and, make sure that she had the things that she needed, or keep her calendar to make sure that she needed to be where she needed to be when she needed to be there. All those things allowed me to really sit up under a strong professional vice president who I knew her story, right? Because she shared it with me that she came from working in residence life and then built her way up. She didn't start that position as Dr. Tobin. She started that position as a student worker or a person who worked in a department. And then when you work at a university, most times you get the opportunity to go back to school. You have the opportunity to have tuition paid for you because you are you work there, so that's one of the benefits usually. And so I remember, just being inspired by her story. Sorry, I remember being inspired by her story, to whereas she, she came up the ranks, right? And you're watching a woman that did this, um, and with her family, and just being inspired about her strength and that kind of thing. So I say all that to say, when you're blessed to be in a position like that, even if you don't know it yet, even if you really don't take um, you don't really understand how that's going to show up for you in the future. All of those things were a blessing at the time, and so now I'm able to stand before myself with what I have learned, and with the leadership of women who have mentored me, and watch them lead by example. So when I retired, I for sure thought, oh, I'm going to go south and I'm going to be crushing it. I'm going to get down there and I'm going to get this top job wherever I apply. They're going to hire me because I'm just the one they've been looking for. I'm the one they've been looking for. It's me all along. Here I am. I'm swooping in with my cape. I'm coming in to save the day because I really have some great experience from this time at the university. Before that, I worked in communications for a phone company. And this is another thing. So I got to watch the evolution of the phone, right? Of the rotary phone to the push button phone to the wireless phone to the phone with the automatic answering machine to the phone, the pay phone on the corner that costs a dime, um, to the phone that to the pager that allowed you to go to the payphone and make the call from the payphone that cost a dime. And then also be able to watch the evolution of the cell phone. So I worked at OmniPoint for a good amount of time. I want to think it was almost 8 years. I want to think I worked in that position for almost 8 years. It was a brand new company. Of course, cell phones were just new. Right, the mobile phone used to be the huge mobile phone, big as your um, laptop, computer, or tablet that was in your car, and didn't really work well. I remember having those, having that be what it started out to be in the beginning, right? So in the beginning, I remember it being like that, right? And then getting this job with OmniPoint and being the first real company to have SIM cards, to activate a SIM card. And because we were so new in this, I remember activating my first SIM card. And I think we were like 60 people who worked there when we first started, if even 60. And I remember everybody kind of like surrounding me at my desk and saying, push this F3, do this, do that button, do this, active, put the SIM card in, and us really walking through that process. And everyone didn't have cell phones, right? People still had house phones. You couldn't access everyone just because you wanted to. You had to call someone's home, like, can I speak to can I speak to Shay? Like, is she there? Like, and you have to have somebody tell you no, or she can't take this call right now. She can't come to the phone right now. Or we'd be telling our kids, like, listen, tell them I'm not home right now, right? So remember those days. And so to even see the evolution of even how phones have evolved, that's one of the things that is exciting about being able to be in this space of digital wealth growth. Right, it's really in the beginning stages. Not that it's in the beginning, but really clearly it is. So people are really just starting to hone in on creating wealth online and creating a space for their families to create a legacy. And this is a really exciting time. I know I was bringing out my little stuff. I was saying, I remember like when I worked in student affairs, I remember, telling myself, like, I'm going to do other things so that I can supplement my income. And one of the things is I had three jobs at one point. I worked at the tax office, I worked at Verizon in the mall, and I worked at the university. So I would go quickly from the university to the tax office, get off at the tax office, and go to the mall, close that down till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and then go home. Right. And then in the morning, get as much sleep as I could. And in the morning, do the whole thing over again. Um, and then when that kind of got like, okay, this is too much, then it's like, what else can I do? So you start all the things. You're doing the passion parties, right? You're doing Mary Kay, or you are helping other people who are excelling in Mary Kay by doing facials, or going in and allowing you to be their muse to do their parties, doing Avon, right? Doing Tupperware. And again, I'm not knocking any of these companies or any of these um, level director level brands, because obviously they have something right. You can still buy Tupperware, and if you have Tupperware, you still use it. But I watch people do the jewelry and the lounge wear, the makeup, all the things, um, and then I did travel. So about 20, 20 2007, maybe 2005, I got into travel. This is right when people started to kind of book online. And so that was exciting. We had our own website, which allowed us to get people to book through our website. It's hard to get family or friends to support you in that. So when it came time for people to book trips, maybe it wasn't that far back. Maybe it was like 2009 to 2010, when people were just starting to book online, somewhere in that space. Um, I remember doing that and then seeing people come back from trips, or cruises or flights, and I'm like, did you use my search engine? And people just weren't doing that. They would use another search engine of someone who they didn't know. But that doesn't mean that you feel away. It just means that that's just the reality of it, right? It's just like when you are doing something online, you won't get really real people to support you or like you. I'm not really big on, oh, this person didn't like me, follow me, support me. Of course you want that, especially if you're in a digital business. But it's really not all about that. You really want to reach the people who get it, who it clicks, and it's like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Like, I can use this to supplement my income. I can use this to create wealth for my family. I can use this to pay off my home, or buy a second home, or pay off my cars, or whatever like that. When you start thinking about, oh, they're not following me, then you're kind of in it for the wrong reason. It has to come from the inside of you. But people, that's just the truth of the matter. People will uh, support celebrities who will never support them back, right? A lot of times you don't know these celebrities, and they're just regular people, lots of times just like us, waiting for the next job to come, really honing in on their gifts and talents and letting that work for them. So this is kind of like that same kind of thing, but people will support people that they don't know because they trust them. They trust them because they see them, and they automatically assume that this person is living in this wealth life. And then, but if you really go back and watch some of the stories, not that I celebrate that either, but if you go back, you see a lot of people who are struggling through tax stuff or bankruptcies or whatever, because they're just regular people just like us, trying to start a thing, stick it out, and see the fruits of their labor. So that's kind of what this feels like too, just kind of sticking it out, knowing that the more I talk about it, the more I generate the conversation about how this is working for me, then that's when people will begin to trust me. But I'm going to keep speaking to my million followers, to my million people that I'm able to bless with opportunity, to the million people who are sharing this with other people. I'm going to continue to speak to you, and I'm going to continue to speak that because I believe that. Anyway, so that's just some of that information, like the part about just retiring and just wanting to walk fully in my retirement. So that those times, that time has come. And also for me to retire my husband, that is my goal, and that is what I'm setting out to do. I desire to do that, and I know that that will be his reality as well as my reality, and I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to being able to have a business that works for me, and have a business that allows me the freedom to enjoy my family, my husband, my grandchildren, my children. Over the last 2 weeks, I've been able to enjoy my family. I had my granddaughter for a week, so that was fun. And so last week you didn't see me really promoting my marketing, promoting my market, because I really took that time to spend with my granddaughter, and so that was priceless, and definitely no regrets. We had a good time, and she keeps me young, and so I'm here for that. And so then last weekend we had an opportunity to spend with my other daughter and her family, and that was such a joy just to see my husband in the pool with the kids. And while I had to go to the store, so I didn't get in the pool, but I was able to do what I loved, and I love to cook. When they're all here together, or if it's one of them, I love to cook for them. And so that's what I was doing, and that was joy for me. So I really didn't market my brand. This gives me the opportunity to do it, automation and automative marketing, but I didn't even do that. I was like, you know what? And I wanted to get before my creator, the Almighty, to really present this. I know I've been on live and talking a lot about just doing this business, starting a new business, creating and developing a new brand. But I hadn't really put that before my creator to say, what is it that you want me to do? Where is it that you see me in this? And so I really also, while I was spending time with my family and spending time in the space of being able to love up and fill up and pour in, I also was getting those same things from the Most High to be able to fill up and pour into me, to let me know. And then lo and behold, I was like, where do you want me? Where do you need me? What is it that you desire from me? Like, what is it that I can give back to you in this space? And it was just a blessing how it always comes together, especially when we put our faith first and we keep God first at the forefront of it, is that what it is that we think that we should be doing. Um, he's always going to show right up, right? He's always right on time. And that scripture, this, that says, like, those that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, right? So that was the scripture that clearly settled into me after the weekend, after the week was done. And I was just like, okay, I'm waiting, and I am grateful, and I am excited. And so that's what it is. Like, what is for me is for me, and what is for you is for you. So sorry, y'all. That was my husband. and make sure that he's getting ready for retirement. All right. Anyway, when I left off, I know I was just talking about like where I am in this journey and that. So I'll just keep moving forward. Um, as we think back and we remember the types of jobs that we've had, then we start thinking like, what would I have done if that was my business? What would I have done if that was if I owned the company, right? I showed up and I worked for the people who dreamed up these big companies. Guys, I just made a s'mores in the microwave, and it's really good. But anyway, that's just a residual from my grandchildren being here this weekend. Now y'all know I don't s'mores, but it's okay. I'm enjoying it. Anyway, um, when we think back about the jobs that people had that were considered to be the best jobs ever, right? I just named two of them. I worked at the phone company and I worked at the university, right? Good roles. But here I am, and I could be looking for a job, right? Looking for employment, looking for an income. So that's where life gets you when you don't take ownership of what it is that you can do for you, right? The same way I've showed up for many, many years to work in someone else's dream, to make their and watch their dream come true. I'd like to see what that looks like on this side of it for me, right? Remember, people got the good jobs. They get the U.S. Postal Service. You work for the post office. You got a good job. You work for UPS, any government service, right? So the university was a state job, and anything like that, your local colleges, right? Your hospitals. Those jobs are cream of the crop. And those jobs are still good jobs. Those are still good jobs. I'm not coming against those jobs. What I'm saying is you have to have something else to be able to create the life that you want to create and it not just be about these good jobs. Because even when I just named all those jobs off now, it's like you see people doing online digital stuff and monetizing off of it, right? Making millions of dollars monetizing off of digital marketing, right? Marketing, growth, consulting, coaching, all these things are bringing high wealth to people at top tiers. And the people in these cream of the crop jobs that I just talked about are some of our people we think about like law enforcement, teachers, right? There's always the thing about a teacher's salary and how teachers should make what entertainers make. The same people that we know people who follow these folks and they'll like them and they're getting that generated they're generating income because our cousins or our neighbor or our grandparent or whoever is liking and following right the superstars and so they're monetizing at high rates when the people who are getting started or people who are moving in the direction to really generate and create wealth for themselves online. So you see it's kind of like backwards, but it's the way it is, and that's why it's important to kind of start your own um, and get your community, find your community, create your community, right? And this in our digital platform, we talk a lot. I'm learning from my millionaire mentor about finding finding my true customer. Who is it? Who is it? Who do I want to bless? Who do I want to let really know this opportunity is available? Who is it? Who is it? It's someone that, like I said earlier, someone who looks like me, someone who at some point has had more month than money, right? The month was still in and the money was gone, right? It's that person, it's that girl who was 15 years old, got pregnant, and had her son at 16, who's now in her 50s, right? The Gen X, who's now well in your 50s, and you overcame so much stuff. You overcame when there was a drug epidemic. You overcame when there was, in poverty. You overcame in some things that and you never looked like what you've been through, right? But you overcame in some areas in this life where it's like, wow, you could have really went a whole nother road, but you didn't, right? And you overcame. This is who this is for. This is for the glam moms, right? This is for the glam moms and the grandfathers who are able to still be healthy and young enough to run around with their grandchildren. This is for us, to the ones who maybe never took our own children on vacations, to be able to do that and now go along with your grown children and their babies, or just hang out with your grown children on vacation. This is who this is for. This is for the Gen X who are caring for their parents and grandparents. And now you are on the flip side, the caregiver for your mother or father. This is that. Like I was that for my mom. My mom passed away in 2012. Um, but I got to be that for her, and through that time when life was life, and she had her own stuff going on, but I was able to do a thing that when it was her time to go, none of us can beat that. I had no guilt, right? But I'm glad that I had the opportunity to go on day trips with my mom, and because my mind was already starting to activate. Your mind doesn't activate today and you just want, oh, I'm gonna start a business. This is something that started years ago, 15, 20 years ago. You always been the one that thought different. Your mind was open. You felt like you were activated. You always saw the good in things that the other people didn't. That creating, investing in yourself didn't really feel like a big long investment. Before it used to be like $50. What? I'm not giving $50 for that. Now it's like $1,000. That's it. Put me in. Sign me up. But so that's kind of where that's who this is for. In doing all those things that I had showed you a little bit ago, some of the things that I try, or some of the um, fantastic opportunities that I tried, and that was like the MLM world, right? The multi-level marketing. That was to create and generate extra income, maybe for gas money, right? Maybe to book a vacation, maybe to take a flight to Vegas, right? And stay um, at a hotel for the week, or maybe even able to. I remember in working in MLM and travel, it wasn't all bad. Like it was some really good things. It was some really good memories that I have, to be able to go to a place like Sandals, or a high end resort, and stay there complimentary, because this is what they were allowing us to come there to kind of make sure that when we were booking travel for others or creating milestone events for others, that we would consider them. So I mean, that was definitely worth it. But I remember getting the checks, and then you have to wait for your check, right? You have to wait for your check because they have to take their cut, and then you have to wait, and then you get your check, then you gotta, support whoever got you in gets part of that check, and da. You gotta go in your back office, you gotta generate the check, you gotta do all stuff. This is the difference, and this is well, the thing with MLM was you may get an extra income, but it was usually it came with some type of percentage, right? It was less than the full 100% that the time you put in and the money that you made. And it always mandated that you had to meet up with people in person, or have people come to your house, or go to other people's homes to do the meetups and the parties and stuff like that. So I was looking for something else to get involved in. Not something else to quit, but something else to get involved in. So I worked, like I was saying, I worked in communications. Well, one of the last positions I held was in transportation, which to me is a fascinating business. Everything moves along through transportation, right? Transportation. I remember when 2020, when everything was shut down, right? The folks who were responsible to move the freight, they were essential, and they needed them. They needed them in hospitals and all the good jobs, right? All the hospitals and the um, food services and grocery stores. We were all depending on transportation. So in that, excuse me, in that time, you get to really see, you know, what's important, when we were all sitting at the house, people were still moving around and making sure that things were getting moved on. Because I worked in transportation at the time, it was a blessing because I got to still do that during that time to receive an income so that my household didn't suffer or that we didn't fall back into anything. Um, in that time, I went back into travel, not like I was before, but really just more so doing it for myself, right? Doing the travel for myself, booking my own trips. Some people will call me, ask me, can I book a trip for them, a cruise or a flight or whatever, and I would help them because, I enjoy travel. So it's something that I was doing not because I was making a ton of profit or seeing the return on my investment, and that required a monthly fee. But I have been looking, and please believe me when I tell you that this, what I have now, my digital product, which is an MRR, which gives me the master resale rights, um, is all is growing. It's growing. It's a gem for sure. And the difference is, again, it's 100% profit that you earn. Um, the time that you have to take is not all the time to book the parties, go to your friend's house, get your friends, tell your friends, join up, use my site and all that kind of stuff. So the difference is I bought something one time, right? It's like I buy something one time. I bought this one time. It's the dry board eraser. I bought this one time, and when you're thinking about MLM, you bought this one time, and then you have to keep selling this same thing over and over again because that's what you're selling. I'm selling you to get into something that is to sell this same eraser, right? You want to sell this same eraser. The difference in the MRR is ownership. So I bought this one time, and now I can sell this. I bought this one time for $10, and I could sell it for $10, and I could sell it for $10. I bought this one time for $100, and I could sell it again for $100 and $100 and $100. I bought this for $300, $600, or $1,000, and I can continue to generate wealth on selling that same product. And the product is definitely essential in this time because let's face it, we are going global and we are going digital. And having a digital product, a digital online product, allows your business to also be global business. So that in itself is think about it. Think about it. Just think about it. And the difference, like I said, is that 100% profit. I'm going to sell my digital product for $100, and I'm going to resell that digital product. I'm going to make my $100 back on my first sale. No brainer. Then I'm going to keep selling that product because in this product is some fantastic pieces of um, wealth, right? There's so many different facets to what this product offers. So I'll get into that in a little bit. I will tell you that Forbes, we all know Forbes, and we take Forbes at value when we think about the information that they give on businesses. And Forbes dictates that digital marketing is going to be the highest paid business in 2024. And that's already becoming the truth and facts. And as we move into 2025, we want to have something to be a part of this digital marketing in the beginning. So you know how it works, you know how it operates, you know how to get behind what it is that you are putting out for people to use. You want to know that what you're putting out for people to use is going to be able to generate profit for them, but also be able to help train, educate, coach, develop people as they move into their future. So that's always good. Um, the company that I bought into, right, it was a no brainer for me again. So I bought in at, you can get in, there's four streams of income immediately. So there's a $100 product, there's a $300 product, there's a $600 product, there's a $900 product. And when I first got in, I went right for the $600 product because I saw that $600 product for something to me, as I said, doing all the other things. If I can make, I can sell, now I got the $600 product, I could sell the $100 product, the $300 product, the $600 product, and make um, make the full profit once I sell my products. When I sell these when I sell my packages. So once I made my first, when I was able to get $300 over the $600 of my first of what I bought into, I took the first $300 and then upgraded to $900. So what I have is the legacy builder, and as I go more and more, I will begin to let you know what all comes in the package when I got the legacy builder. Commissions from my legacy builder are paid straight out to me, right? So it doesn't have to go to the company. They have to cut me a check. I gotta wait. I gotta cash check. No, I link my PayPal account directly to my business. I link my Square account directly to my business. I even link my Cash App account directly to my business, and also Stripe account directly to my business. So when someone goes on and they see this, like I did, as a no-brainer, and they say, you know what, I want to have full ownership to be able to generate 100% profit while people are learning and growing online and they're being creative. I want to be able to do that. You get the, if someone swipes, you get it immediately. So you are able to see your earnings daily. So that's what we say when we say earn daily. Um, make up to whatever it is that you put in, right? Because again, I can't sit here and say you're going to make $900. I can't say I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and say I make $900 every time I log on. I got $900 every day, three, four, five times a day, and things like that. But people who are doing everything that it takes to be on that um, realm, they are there because they are giving it their all. Like you could do 2 hour work days, so that's what I'm doing, right? When I start to do more than that, then I will start to generate more. When I start doing more of the things to be creative, um, then that's what I'm going to generate. It's just going to happen. Our community has grown um, to over 30,000 people in our community. These are 30,000 like-minded people who are in this business, who we all receive the same things depending on which program you get in at, which program you buy in at, which program you buy and are the owner of. Then these are the people who you're working with every day. We have a calendar every month. The calendar comes out with interactive live trainings. Those interactive live trainings are also recorded. So if you miss one, you're on vacation, you had to work at your day job, or something else was going on, you can always go back and get that video. There's tons and tons. There's got to be over 20,000 videos in our community where you can watch and learn and grow, and also posts that come through, wins, people who are making more than you can even imagine, having $10,000 weeks, having $25,000 weeks, or $100,000 months. In our community, there were $10 million paid out in 89 days. Now, if you really think about that, there were $10 million paid out to folks in our community. At that point, it wasn't even up to 30,000 people in the community yet, but $10 million paid out, $10 million paid out within the community within 89 days. That means it was an actual 100% profit in this company. I don't know of any other company where you can make that claim or say that with such gumption and truth, right? And these people made the money, like altogether $10 million within 89 days. Sign me up. It's a no-brainer. Um, and again, like I said, that was 89 days of 100% plus commission paid directly to their PayPal, their Cash App, their Stripe, their Square, whatever it is that they have using on their platform. Doing these things in a 2 hour workday, learning to earn, are some examples of top earners are making six figures, making $1 million within 17 months. And I'm not just saying all that to kind of like to show off, but I'm able to sit in the space with people who are thinking like this, who know that this is true, who are winning and sharing their wins and available, and like I said, interactive coachings and trainings and consultations, sitting up underneath world renowned coaches who are there coaching and available to us as a part of this community, along with so many different um, programs, and it really is phenomenal. It really is a phenomenal time. Um, what you get when I purchased, so when I got in, I purchased at the $900, right? So I upgraded to the $900 um, digital product, right? With that, there is no monthly fee. There is no monthly fee. You get in at the $100, there is no monthly fee. There is a one-time payment of less than $30, and that's not just a fee. That actually gives you your website. So your website comes to you already done, already set up. If you go to my page and put in your email address, you'll begin to be able to see just how this works. You'll be able to get into my website, and also you'll be able to see how the automation works, right? It's automated. I have my funnels already set up with me. These are things that I'm still learning. These are things that I didn't have privy to when I was doing the MLM. When I was in that realm, I wasn't really able to do. I didn't know that, we didn't really have it where you can do automated newsletters and just stay connected with the people who are connecting with you, because either they want to know more, they want to learn more, they want to get in, they want to make money, they want to go on vacation, they want to pay off their schools, they want to pay off their credit cards, they want to retire their husbands, they want to retire their wives, whatever it is that people have their goals set to, whatever people are attracting by their words and by their rhythm, by their what it is that they're pouring out, by their prayers and by their, by what they believe, by their faith. These are the things that are happening for people, and that $29 website is already set up for you. All I had to do was go in and personalize it. So I went in, I personalized my website to make it my own. Right? I want to put my own pictures in it. I want to put maybe a picture of my dog, or maybe a picture of my grandbaby, or maybe a picture of my car, or whatever it is people do. Right? So whatever it is you want to do to personalize your website, you can do that. Right? There's the letters, the newsletters are already set up for you. You can personalize them if you want to. I'm big on don't change it up. Use what works, because this is a guaranteed blueprint that has worked for so many people. And so why change it up? I pretty much left the letters and the newsletters and things alone. But I obviously added my name, maybe other things about me, added my domain, added my website, added my link tree, so that people can find me and know all of the value of what I'm getting out of my business and out of business ownership. Um, and because I'm a giver, right? I never see myself as a salesperson, right? I'm just not a seller. It's just not my thing. I'm not a salesperson. I've never been. I did collections when I worked at the phone company many years ago, because I could get people to give by letting them see the value of paying your bill, right? Paying your bills on time, being able to use your service. Like we get all kind of, oh well, I didn't even use the phone this month. Well, you can't tell your cable company. Well, even cables, even people are streaming. I don't even think there's cable like that anymore. If there is, it costs way more than it costs to have a streaming app. But people will be like, "Oh, I didn't use my phone all month. I shouldn't have to pay," because we had prepay services at the time and then monthly plan. And we like, if you didn't watch your TV all month, you can't tell your cable provider, "Oh, I didn't watch TV," so they're not going to give you an adjustment. No, you have to pay your bill. So I was able to do that job well. But as salesperson, not so much. I worked at Verizon, as I said earlier, but that was more so me helping people with technical stuff on their phone, because I was so afraid to approach people to be able to sell them something, right? And they're there to buy something. It was still very hard for me to be like, oh, why don't you buy this case and this charger and this phone charger and this car charger and all this stuff that goes with this phone that you just bought. I'd be like, maybe like Shannon, you have to promote that. I'm like, ah, like, do I? Do I really? Like, I don't want to sell anything like that. So this is not selling. This is not upselling. This is not harassing your friends and family and trying to get them to show up and do this is like-minded people. You want to build your community of like-minded people. You want to get with like-minded people who may have done the last thing with you, right? Someone who's thriving and excelling at doing their own business, someone who's creating their brand. These are the people who this is for, right? Remember selling, like I said, remember selling the skincare, the vitamins, the art, jewelry, intimate items, and making a portion of a profit. That's not what this is. It's not what it is. Remember creating a website, right? We get these free websites and going in, I'm going to create this website, I'm going to sell all the stuff. It's just making me exhausted, right? Remember setting up your drop shipping site. All right, I'm about to log off because I'm getting tired just seeing this stuff. This comes with a already done for you website. It's already done for you. It's already done for you website. There is no drop shipping to set up because it's a done for you website. People go on, they see the product that's going to work for them. They see the product that if you have your own business, you can use the automated part of this system to promote your business, your current business. It's already set up for you. You could send newsletters to your customers who you already have. It's already set up for you. Gen X people like me, well, moving into our 50s, it's all about us. We grew up in the 80s, right? I see my shirt says made in the 70s. So that means I grew up in the 80s, right? Hip hop, working two jobs since high school, paper food stamps, housing, $10 gas. Took $10 to fill up our gas tanks. Not even 10. I remember it was like $5. $400 rent, and that included utilities. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. I see my little cousins who have children themselves, and they talk about like trying to find a place to rent. Right? I've got cousins who are in real estate, so I watch them get excited when they sell someone on ownership to owning their own property. Right? My husband always says, "You'll find out who owns it. You stop paying your mortgage. You'll find out who owns it. You stop paying your property taxes." That's so true. You find out who owns that car. You stop making those car payments. That's true, but we do remember when things were inexpensive. The phone call was 10 cents to make it a payphone, right? Loaf of bread. You could buy groceries with $25. You could have a week's worth of groceries. I mean, it's not probably going to be the groceries that you think of when you think of $25 worth of groceries. That's what you're gonna get. Some spaghetti that'll last a couple of days, some beans and rice that'll last a couple of days, and you could feed your family on $25. Believe me, I've done it for a whole week. Right? I had my son when I was 16. I've had my own place since I'm 17. Right? Moved into the projects when I was 17 years old, and moved into the shelter when I was 16 years old with my little baby. So I'm saying all these things because only person that can tell me something is somebody who's been through something. And I would trust you when I can believe you. And I can't believe anyone who's never been through anything, right? So being able to have those things as part of my um, makeup and as part of who I am, deep down to my core, who I've grown from, who I've been able to walk with my head up high, right? This is what this is all about to me. Those times are gone. $400 rent with included utilities. Where people are paying $1,800 for a two-bedroom apartment. You have to create something for yourself, people. You have to create an income. And this is a global platform. The world is going digital. Although we know that we are not of the world is going digital. And even in our going digital, we can also use this responsibility to help other people become financially sustainable, be able to sustain themselves financially, whether it's keeping up, paying up, or really making a life out of this. We see people do it. You're seeing people do it. It's not something I'm telling you. You're watching people right now. There's somebody online that you see every day, that you see every time you log on and you follow them because you're so inspired that they're making wealth online. And every time you follow them and click, you're helping them monetize. When you could stop scrolling, get your own business, and begin to monetize for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, for yourself. Remember when 2020 showed up, it showed out. People were developing codes, apps. Remember, people were cooking online. They were doing all kind of stuff, sewing online, um, just doing all kind of stuff, singing, dancing. Those people who started in 2020 are the ones that we're following today. The ones that you got on your timeline right now that you're following, and you're watching them walk in their wealth when they didn't even know what they were doing. They just were having fun. This is essential. We have to we have to be smart, right? We're using smartphones. People are making millions of dollars from their smartphones because they're running a business from your smartphone, from the phone in their hand anyway. Stop the scroll for free. Another one of the reasons why this creating this business was important for me was because I was scrolling a lot. And it was kind of getting annoying. Like, why am I always picking up my phone to see what's going on social media? Why am I so fascinated? I love to see people win. I love to see people win. Maybe that was what it was. But when I stopped the scroll, I was able to get into something to scroll for myself, right? Scroll for yourself. Scroll for my legacy, right? Scroll for bucks, but stop the scroll just to run to go down a rabbit hole. Nobody that's doing that is going to have wealth at the end of the day. Nobody who's sitting and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling is going to be able to be creative to have wealth at the end of the week or create income today to get somebody to get you to build you up today. No, nobody that's just scrolling mindlessly for no reason is going to get there. I can tell you that. You have to be in it. You have to be in it to win it. And you just watching people create their own legacy and leveraging up to earn multiple streams of income. Like I said earlier, things are changing. They're changing at a rapid pace. When you start looking back, it's like, wow, so many things are different now. What I'm doing right now, this is so different now. Like I'm on here recording this marketing piece to help somebody, to bless somebody, to help and bless myself. This is all new. People aren't looking where they used to look for opportunities anymore, right? Again, you look at the phone, you look at how the phone has created even more jobs and wealth for people. That one phone, how it has come up through, how it has evolved. And now some of those very things are obsolete. I worked at OmniPoint, as I said. We were a top leader in mobile phone movement, right? In the mobile phone era, we were the top. We were one of the top. We had Fred the Parrot, OmniPoint. We were real big in New York, and then our market wasn't so big. Like where we worked in Pennsylvania, we could use the phones at in the business office where we worked because we had a tower, I think, on the roof or somewhere nearby. But once we took those phones, like if we were traveling somewhere, those phones really didn't work. But now look, T-Mobile is OmniPoint, right? So OmniPoint started as OmniPoint, then was VoiceStream, and then was bought out by T-Mobile. even in that evolution, look at the growth, and they're still around. I remember OmniPoint, the creator of OmniPoint, the business mind behind OmniPoint. One of them, one of the leaders was George Schmidt. And I remember being so fascinated by George Schmidt and that he knew me by name. Right? He knew us all. He knew he would walk through the corporate office and call us all by names when they would come and visit. You know, the top leaders come and you're excited. There's lunch, there's breakfast, there's all the stuff. And, you know, they're in there and they're calling me by name. Right? Those were seeds that were planted for this very moment. Those were seeds that were planted when we were doing the SIM card and sitting at the big table with George Schmidt and other leaders, and they're asking us, "How's it going? What should we do different? How were we successful? How can we be successful?" Them sending their people all over to different places in New York to test the phones and do the stuff. That was like practice. Practice makes perfect. That's where we were, and I was sitting at the table with leaders in '96, and I just got it. But it's not too late. It's my time. It's my time, right? Activating a SIM card. Now, think SIM cards are common. People know what a SIM card is. Back then, people didn't know. Able to send text messages from your cell phone, faxes, email from your cell phone. That's not how it was at first. That's not how it was at first. And now people are running multi-million-dollar businesses on their cell phone. That same cell phone that all the people stood around me and we activated with that SIM card has evolved. That's that's over 30 years. Look how much things have changed in 30 years. Things have changed in 30 years. And it's going to keep changing. And you can get up and go to work tomorrow, and you can get up and go to work next week, and you can get up and go to work the week after that, and you can get up and go to work, you can get up and go to work, and you can pay $2,000 rent to rent an apartment in whatever big city you live in, and you can pay to hopefully feed your family with the highest grocery bills that I've ever seen. Because I know how to manage stuff, I could make $1 out of 15 cents. I know how to shop, and I'm creative, so I know how to do that. But what about the person who doesn't? This is for you. This is for you to be able to take this value, get in the community with 30,000 other people. This community has grown. I've been in this since March. I think when I started, there were only 20,000 people in this community. March, April, May, June, July, moving into August. In 5 months, it's over 30,000 people in this community. And it's just growing. And there's still trainings every day, and there's still giveaways, and there's still fun, and there's still things that are keeping us motivated. I'm still impressed. We talked about how things were different with the cell phone, with technology. Let's talk about shopping, right? We're talking about shopping and being able to shop. Now you're going to pay a fee if you shop online and have somebody deliver those groceries to you. You're going to pay a fee for that because somebody came up with the bright idea to have your groceries delivered or have. I remember when I was young and when I had my own place in Easton, Pennsylvania, in the projects, and I remember like McDonald's was down the hill and like it was a little walk. But we would be up all night partying, having a good time. And then somebody would be like, oh, we want some McDonald's. And I remember catching a cab, right? I didn't have a car at the time. Catching the cab to McDonald's. And I remember saying out loud, like, they should have something that picks food up from different places and brings it to you. McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, whatever it was. They should have food that picks that food, have some type of service that pick. Here I am, all these years later. It's not too late, but I thought that. I remember my mom saying to me one time, they should have those billboards that you see on the highway. They should say stuff. They should be like TVs. And it does that now. They'll change different messages. I remember my cousin Equan from Philly, from New York, from Harlem, Brooklyn, saying, I want to start a cab business where people call me and they could get me through the computer and I pick them up. And family not really supporting him in that idea. Now we're getting in cars with strangers, Ubering and lifting. Now we're staying at people's homes that we don't even know through Airbnb. We're doing all the things that we were so afraid to do. We're having strangers drop food and groceries and McDonald's and Taco Bell and all the things off at our homes. These are all the things we're doing now. These are all the things that change. What a difference 30 years makes. What a difference 30 years makes. And it's not going back. This is going to continue to grow. Get in the digital world. If it's not with this, start something. Because I remember not even 30 years ago, less than 30 years ago, going to a seminar because when my mind was getting activated, I was like, I'm going to start going to seminars, all the free seminars, the ones that they give you the free, you come up to our seminar, we'll give you free meal just to show up. I remember going to like Gregory Steakhouse, other nice places too, to get the free meal, but also because I wanted to know what was going on at these seminars, and it was practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. This is the perfect. This is the perfected time. But I remember going to these seminars, and I remember the one of the last ones I went to. I even bought in. I don't even. I have to find that paperwork. I bought in to a drop shipping idea. This was before Amazon. This was like back in, I'm going to say 20, it had to be somewhere between 2004 and 2006 or 7, whatever, because I worked at the university. So it wasn't even like it was 30 years ago. And when I got there, they were like, how many times have you shopped online? Not me, but to the group that was there, the other like minded people. How many times have you shopped online this month? Like, no hands went, like one hand went up. How many times this week? No hands went up. Right? How many times? No. And I remember raising my hand, like I'm not trusting people with my credit card online. Oh no, not me. I'm not giving nobody my credit card online. Ooh, what a difference 30 years makes. What a difference 15 years makes. Because now not only do we shop online, we do it multiple times a day. And that's the truth. Multiple times a day. It's common now, right? When it used to be, I'm not giving my credit card information out online. No way. Oh no. That fear. I even bought in at that point because I was ready. I was like, how much does it cost to buy in? They were like, oh, you can buy in at this, you can buy in at that. I was like, that's too much. I talked myself out of it, but what's the lowest I could do? You can buy in at $50. I was in the $50 line, buying into the next big drop shipping uh, phenomenon. Now I can't even find that receipt. I'm looking for that receipt. I will find it. I will find it to find out. I may be part owner into Amazon. Who knows? But the fact is that I saw it then, and I bought into the $50 one, and I'll find it. What is for me is for me. Um, I'm going to start being able to. You see behind me, we have a free webinar that we do every week, and it's interactive. It's not a recording. It's interactive. You can get on. You can ask questions. You can hear testimonials from real people, from the youngest person to the oldest person, from all different walks of life, from global global people, global business minded people that are creating six figures passive income with digital programs. I'll be sharing that webinar information throughout this week. All you got to do is say, send me the information or go and join up. Put your email address in to my website, and then you will constantly you will constantly know everything that I have going on. Everything. Sorry. Everything. So you can go there at www.I oh, no, that's not it. At I am millionaire status, but you can go to my website at www.amillionairestatusvision.com. I know it's long, but I want you to get used to typing out or spelling out millionaire vision. A millionaire status vision.com. A millionaire status vision.com. Get used to typing that out. If that's where you're going, that's not everybody's thing, right? Some people just want to live the life they want to live, simple, and that's fine. I'm here for you. I'm telling you, you can do that. Some people want to go where they can create this generational wealth for their great, great, great grandchildren, right? Leave something. It's never too late. I'm here for that too. I got to spend some real quality time with my family over the last 2 weeks. A blessing. Grateful, gratitude, thankful. And I am responsible to show much more than I talk, to show you better than I can tell you. I found a way to create my own business, my own business with no monthly fees and a one time payment of less than $30. It was $29 to get my ready made website. That is a beautiful website, brilliant, full of chock full of information. I was able to do that. And instantly, after everything was set up, I won't sit here and say, oh, I set it up and it was ready to roll. No, it took me some time because this is your own business. You're just not going to get this and tomorrow be making $1 million. Everyone who starts a business has to go through the growing pains of starting your business. And people are always like, how much money did you make? If I bought a gym membership and I'm not working out, I'm not going to the gym, I'm not gonna it's not gonna benefit me. I gotta do my part. This is my part. This is my part. Blessing other people with information, the keys to the gate. So, like I said, there's a different programs in this particular so there's an additional program that's more so for people who want to be behind the scenes. You just want to be behind the scenes. You just want to create communities, and there's some travel that is part of that, and some other gems that are part of that. I haven't really tapped into that section yet, so I can't talk much about it. But there are ways you could find out about that once you visit me on my website, or actually, if you visit my link tree, you can get there. So I will post my link tree in this in the comments here, and then you'll be able to get to my link tree and see that additional program that also allows for 4 streams of income. So this is 4 streams of income because, as I've told you before, you can do it at $100, 3, 6, or 9. I got in at 9, right? I got in at 6, upgraded to 9. Now I could sell 1, 3, 6, and 9 and make 1, 3, 6, and 9, 100% profit. If I get in at the 1, I can only sell and make profit for 1. If I get in at 600, I can only sell and make profit for 1, 3, and 6. If I get in at 3, I can only make $100 and $300 profit payments on selling my digital program. If that makes sense. You get in whatever program you have, that's the program you can sell up to it. So if I do the 100, I can only sell up to the 100, but I'm going to still get my full 100% profit. If I get this 300, I can sell now the $100 product, and I can also sell the $300 product and get full both profit on both directly to my PayPal, directly to my Cash App, directly to my Square. Right? So that makes sense. The program that we use for our training and our mentor leadership meetings, and um, we have so many different trainings and courses. Those are all housed in a program called School, SKOOL. And our digital marketing community has ranked the number one in the school site for coaching, mentorship, growing communities, networking, and owning your own training platform right through this digital program. Again, I'll say it again. The community is filled, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, and filled with like minded people who are now your network partners, who are now want to join you as you start an accountability coaching. They want your service. All takes 2 hours, 2 hours a day. That's your work day, 2 hours. Done for you website, 24/7 technical support. You don't have to know all the ins and outs to be technical. We have a 24/7 technical support team. Live and interactive sessions, which are each and every one of them are recorded. So you can always go back and get those. A safe, creative space. Real, transparent testimonials every time you are on the calls. Leader and mentorship. This is what this digital program gives me access to. And what I'm learning is that successful people, this is so much big. The word that I would like to use is way bigger than successful people. This is like smart people, successful, everything like rolled up into one big ball, right? People who succeed have mentors. They're in communities of like minded people. Those are people who want to succeed, who are succeeding, who will succeed. That's what this is about. And digital marketing is where people are getting in and they're changing their lives. They're changing the trajectory of their financial freedom and their time freedom just by creating and owning a business for themselves. It used to be that people would, I remember doing this too, I would get those cassette tapes, like a whole session of, I'm telling you, as I talk a lot, I'm like, wow, like I've really been doing this for a long time. I remember having like this portfolio thing with like two cassette tapes next to each other on this side and all these booklets on this side, cards and index cards and different color coded stuff to teach you how to own and manage your own business. Then I had the DVD tape parts of it. Then I had the CD parts of it, right? What Smart Women Know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Stephen Covey. All I've had hands on this stuff. Books and all kind of free seminars and paid seminars. But people aren't doing that anymore. People aren't getting books and cassette tapes and CDs. We know those things are obsolete now. What a difference 30 years makes. People aren't even looking at their desktop computers for things like this anymore. A lot of times. It's sad to say people aren't even looking at the road when they're getting this information. Because what people are looking at all day long at work, in the airport, on the bus, in school, even in church, even your Bible's now on your phone. What people are looking at is their phones, their smartphones. And every moment you're on your smartphone, you're getting marketed to. You're scrolling and you're the target of marketing. You're clicking and clicking and clicking on everybody's marketing stuff. It could be your own. This could be your own. People can click on your marketing and you could take them levels beyond what they could think or imagine. And that's just because some people, there's somebody for every role, right? There's somebody who's going to market, there's somebody who's going to buy the stuff, there's somebody who's going to complain, there's somebody who's going to tell the marketer that it can't be done. There's somebody for every role, there's somebody there for every role. And I like to know that my role is to market and be successful, to tell other people why this is successful, to show you better than I can tell you, to become successful, and to market to people who want to go to the next level. The people who are designed and activated to know that making money online is a real thing. Some people are just created to spend their money online, and some people are created to generate wealth online. Which one are we? Which one are you? I know which one I am. I am creating wealth online. Scrolling for free. Like I said, I did that for so long. And it was just getting played out. Just played out. Just kind of corny at this point. Like I'm just scrolling for no reason. Like I could be at dinner. I could be on at a show, and before the show starts, I pick my phone up because I just, you know, what was so fascinating about that? What was so fascinating about what someone was marketing to me? Well, now I know. And now I have my own digital program to market. These are some facts. Digital marketing is global. Digital ad marketing is global. Digital platforms are global. And digital wealth is growing. Social media markets are global. E learning, global. And in demand. In demand. See a commonality there? Not only are they global and growing, but they're also in demand. In demand. It's the new way of wealth, and this is factual. I told you already, there's been $10 million made in the community that I keep telling you about of 30,000 people within 89 days. 89 days, 100% profit of $10 million, not by one person, but by the collective of the people. Everyone in the community is making money. Whether I made $900, whether I made $100, whether I made $100,000, that's not important for you. I always said people with a trade, they'll never be broke. If you have a trade, you'll never be broke. You'll never be broke. People need what you have. Your trade, if you are a carpenter or an electrician or a drywall finisher, whatever your trade is, people need your skill. People are always going to need your skill. This digital piece, people are going to need this. And I'm going to be happy to be able to be the consultant of the people who need it. And even the person who's scrolling and needs help to stop scrolling because now you need some type of coaching and some type of homework to develop other things to do, right? See how that opens up? Digital marketing is a skill. It's a new level of trade. And it's not going anywhere. And what a difference 30 years is going to make. E-learning is a space to create wealth. I just wrote my first ebook. I'm working on my second ebook. Why? Because that's how people are. There's not, remember we were having cable or watching TV in the old school way, turning the channels. Most people stream now. ebooks are going to replace the books on our bookshelves. We know, you know, it's true. You can go to my website, click by putting your email address in so you can stay connected to me as I continue to learn and grow and pour out this information for like minded people, people with more month than money, grandparents that want to spend valuable time with their grandchildren, taking them on trips that maybe you didn't get to go on with your own children, parents who had children in their teenage years, who always took care of everyone else, people who have been doing business after business after business, creating website after website after website, having a brick and mortar and all the things that you think are the way to keep a business going. We are not in the 1900s anymore, people. Get on board. Go to my website, www.amillionairestatusvision.com. Sign up. It's free. Not cost. I'm not asking you for anything. You just go, you get that information so that you can keep up with the free webinars that come in. It's nothing to get in the free webinar to get the information. Like I wanted to sit in the seminars just so I could get that information until one day it clicked and I'm up there. So I'll stand in the $50 line, whatever. Information is wealth. Knowledge is king. Creating your own business with a fully automated, we call it the money, we call it the freedom machine, right? My letters go out. I could schedule my letters to go out. I could schedule my content to go out. You know, you don't have to have millions of followers on social media. You just have to give people this information because who it's for is going to reach them. And there's enough people doing business online that everybody eats. You doing business online and me doing business online doesn't affect me doing business online because you have your own customer that you're speaking to. You have your own people that you're speaking. You can create your own community based on the people who you're reaching and touching and growing with. It's enough for everybody. And that automation part is done for you. You just have to personalize it. It's like paint by numbers. Once you get the business, it's like step by step. Do this, 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 do this. And as you're doing all the things, and it's talking you through, like it's not just like complicated. It's so simple. It's so super simple. Like you're going through and you're just step by step. And by the time you get to the last step, your whole business is set up. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I did it. I was done." No, it took me some time. I actually had to get help from the person who introduced me, who blessed me enough on this. But now that person created their own another stream of income. By now, they are charging people to get them set up from start to finish. All she needs is like your domain name, what you want to come up with, and she'll get your domain name. She'll get you set up. By the time she gives it back to you the next day in 24 hours, and the next time she hands it back to you, you're ready to roll. It's creating more businesses because that's like-minded people in one place. There's so many people developing different businesses within this community. You just get to watch it, and you get to share your business with other people. Everything's housed, or you do your funnels. Everything's done in a program called System IO. Right? By the way, System IO also generates earning potential as an affiliate because now I'm an affiliate sponsor to System IO, which is a beautiful platform for people to be able to run larger businesses, right? Large corporations. They're able to do that through System IO, and I'm an affiliate. So I put that website out there, I put my link out there, somebody clicks on it, somebody's business who's growing, somebody from Microsoft, whatever, and now, boom, just like that. And those just like that moments are real. Earning potential is limitless. limitless. You got to start speaking to yourself as if you are already there. You got to start managing your money properly, right? You have to do these things. You have to have something saved. We don't know which direction, we don't know what's happening, but we better be ready. You better get ready. You better stay ready so you don't have to get ready. This is that. Here's the gem. You create this platform for yourself. You have this you have your digital programs, and now you are leveraging yourself to make 100% profit income. That allows you to pay off your cars. That allows you to pay off your home or homes. That allows you to pay off your credit cards. That allows you to pay off your student debt. That allows you to spend time with your family. But face it, if you can't manage $100, you can't manage a million. You got to start thinking bigger. You have to start thinking bigger. And in this business, I told you the four income streams that I have right now, the passive income opportunities right now are that $100 program, the $300 program, the $600 program, and the $900 program. And in that, I offer payment plans, right? You know, PayPal offers you payment plans. So if you buy it through my PayPal feature, then you get the opportunity to buy it on a payment plan, break it up into four parts. Or there are other payment plans that you can get once you go to my website. You can get in at other payment plans. So if you wanted to get it at the 900, you don't even have to pay the 900 right up front, and you can make the 900 back the next day. You still can make the $900 back every day for the next month, depending on what it is you're going to do. You're going to go live. You're going to post content. You're going to push out your newsletters. You're going to get people to the webinar. You're going to, spend your 2-hour workday doing your trainings and your coachings and showing up for yourself in the mentorship programs. I want you to join the webinar. Once you see the information about it, join up. Knowledge is key. Join the free community. There is a free community that people can go into that's like a model of the community that we're in with over the 30,000 people who are in our community. Because listen, face it, I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody win. I want to see you win, especially if you've been doing all the things for all the time. You've been doing the intimate stuff, right? You've been doing the bedazzled and the jewels. You've been doing all the stuff. I want to see you win. You've been doing all the stuff. You've been doing it. You've been faithful. You've been trying. You've been doing all the stuff. You've been doing it. How I know? Because I was doing it too. I was doing it all too. This is the last one. This is real tough there. This is the last one. Because I own this. I own this. I bought this and I own it. And now I can resell it. Because I own the master resale rights. When you go to my webpage and you scroll all the way to the bottom where it says the copyright, it says my name, my first and last name. I own it. And now I just get in front of people who see the value in it. And they buy it and now they own it. Earning, learning, growing, and glowing. Those are goals. Hashtag goals. Less talk, more do, less worry, more confidence. Less having, more doing. Less having complaints. Let me get that right. Less complaining and more doing. I'm gonna make that right. I'm reading from my notes. So less having less and more doing what you desire, those very things that make you happy, helping people, networking, living life, doing all the things you desire, the things you want your grandchildren, your great great grandchildren to look back and say, look at my grandmother traveling on such and such. Look at my grandmother and grandfather doing such. Oh, look at my grandmother and look at us because now we do those things. It's normal to us. Living life in the present tense, not past tense, not back there worrying when we worried about tomorrow, but relishing in our now, living for today, monetizing your scroll and believing in the power of your faith, putting your faith over fear and believing that it is your time. It is your time. It is your time. And if you've been praying, if you've been praying for a sign, I get my finger right there, boom. Consider this is it. Consider this is it. Join us for our free webinar. Please come over and sign up at my email. I'm sorry, sign up at my website with your email at www.amillionairestatusvision.com. And let's get to building this wealth online. People are doing it. Stop the scroll. And while I have your attention, I just want to say that I love you. Let's spread love, right? More love, less division, less hate. Praying for this nation and believing that all things are possible when we believe that very thing. And good things are for sure surrounding us, and we are covered and we are blessed. So continue to grow. And if there's any questions, anything you have, like I said, you can sign up with your email address at www.amillionairestatusvision.com. That's www.amillionairestatusvision.com. Type that in. Millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. And I speak that over your life. Peace and blessings, love and light. I appreciate your time. And I'll see you at the top.